One of the first things you're going to have to do for the Grade Manager project is to set up the spreadsheet such that it is set up for a new course and is ready to accept the roster file. So in this screencast, I'm going to kind of show you how you can create a new directory and you can save the original starter file as a new file in that directory that the user selects. So in this screencast, what we're going to do is the following. When we run this, and I'm just putting this button so I can show you what happens, the user can select a new folder. So I'm just going to put in something like Charlie's new folder. And then it's going to say, please choose the directory where you'd like to place this new folder. A new folder named Charlie's new folder will be created in this directory. So the user will be able to navigate to where they want to put this folder. So I'm just going to navigate to, I'm just going to put it in the Grade Manager. Then it's going to say a new folder was created in this file path. And I click OK. And then I can put a new name, and it's going to save this file, the current file, it's going to save as in that directory as a new file name. So I'm just going to say new file name, and you need to omit the .xlsm because that's automatically going to be done. And I click OK, and it's going to confirm this file has been saved as new file name .xlsm in the folder Charlie's new folder. And the file name up here, you can't see it, but it's the file name is new file name, so it's saved into that directory. If I go into that directory, this was the Grade Manager directory, and it's created a new file folder, and it also saved this file as that new file name. So you're going to want to use this to initialize the first time that somebody runs the Grade Manager. You want to create a new directory, and you want to save the starter file as a new file name. That new file name is probably going to be something like Grade Manager hyphen class name or course name. So let me show you how we can do this in VBA code. So I've created a new sub. I'm calling this new folder. It's also going to be saving this current file as a new file name. I'm next going to dim 3 strings. One is going to be the new folder name. That's going to be the new directory that the user can define. The second one is going to be folder, which is going to be the folder that the user is going to place the new directory in. So folder is basically going to be the existing directory. New folder name is going to be the new folder. And then we have this new file name, which is going to be what file you want to save the current file as in the new folder, which is placed in the existing folder. The next step is to obtain in an input box the name of the new folder. So we can assign that to the string new folder name. And in my example, I just used Charlie's new folder. In a message box, I am saying, just kind of preempting the next step, please choose the directory where you'd like to place the new folder. A new folder named, and I've got some funky concatenation here, so just be sure to look at that and see, try to understand what I'm doing here. But it's just kind of telling them that the new folder name is going to be placed in a new directory. So the next thing that the user is going to do is to decide where the existing directory is. So here's sort of some advanced techniques here, but you can just kind of copy and paste this. By the way, I will post this this file that I'm making. I'm going to post this. It's going to be called newfolder.xlsm, and you can open that up and use this code and adapt it for your project. So I've got this with application.file dialog, this file dialog folder picker. We're going to not allow multi-select, so the user can't select multi-directories. And then we're going to show this, this selector, this picker, and then we're assigning folder as a string to the selected item. So this basically allows the user to select the pre-existing directory, and that's going to be assigned to this variable folder. The next step is we're going to use this mkdir statement. So we are going to make a new folder in this pre-existing folder. So the folder here was selected above, and that's the pre-existing folder. We're going to concatenate that with this backslash with the new folder name. So we're making a new directory inside of the old folder, and that new directory is the new folder name, which the user selected up here. So at this point, the user has entered a name of the new folder. They've also selected the pre-existing directory, and then we're going to make a new folder inside that pre-existing directory. The last thing we need to do is to save the current file as a new file name in this new directory inside of the old directory. Before we do that, it's a good idea just to tell the user a new folder has been created in that pre-existing folder. Then we allow the user to enter the new file name in an input box, and I think I named this something like new file name. So whatever they want to name it, it's going to save the current file as that new name inside the new folder that was placed in the pre-existing directory. And then I obtained this just from recording a quick macro. I don't remember all the code for a lot of this stuff, so I just recorded a macro, saved my file as something else, stopped the recorder, and then I saw what the recorder wrote in that module, and I just copied and pasted that and adapted it a little bit. So this is just saving a file name. We are going to place the new file name that the user just defined up here, placed in that new folder inside the pre-existing directory. And finally, we're just going to confirm this file has been saved as the new file name, and I put that in single quotations here. So make sure you understand the concatenation that I did in the folder, new folder name. So this basically does everything we need to do. There's one other thing. In some of these boxes, there's a cancel. So in this dialog picker, there's a cancel button. So just to kind of protect against that, some error handling, I'm just going to say on error, go to here. So I'm just putting here, and then at the very bottom, I'm just going to put here. So if any error happens, we basically just stop and nothing happens. So this is the code, and this is exactly what the code was when I ran the initial scenario, when I ran the subroutine at the beginning of this screencast. Thanks for watching, and good luck.